Hey everyone, how's it going? Um, I mentioned in another blog I was gonna do a video post about the Twilight series. Um, and yes, I read the Twilight series. This is basically gonna be from a guy's perspective, talking about it, because I know a lot of guys, at least I know, don't read the Twilight series at all. And I was actually given a lot of crap for reading it. Apparently, I'm too macho to read the Twilight series. Um, Whatever. So at work, or where I work at, there's this huge project going on about teen dating violence and healthy relationships. That's something I'll blog about later when I get the time. Um, and so I decided to read Twilight. I'm sure if you had asked me, last year to read it, or I would have told you no. In fact, I probably would have given you enthusiastic hell no. I just heard too much about the damn series, and it was getting annoying, especially when the movie came out. Some of my friends who were girls just would not shut up about the damn movie, and I hated the movie before I even ever saw it. So at work, because of this whole project, I decided to give Twilight a shot. Just out of curiosity. If I liked it, great. If not, then whatever. I read it and I ended up really liking it. So I decided to read the whole series. Probably read it in a week and a half. And the series, I thought it was really, really good. Really, the whole series was really well written. It was a great page turner. The way it was written just kept me going. I really liked a lot of the characters. But in terms, the relationships and whatnot, I don't see how anyone in this world could possibly think that's a romantic relationship. I don't see how anyone could think there's anything romantic about any of the shit in the books. Okay, yes, there are some times where it's a little romantic, just a little though. But other than that, it's just plain weird. It's plain creepy. It's plain wrong. I'm sure most of you know by now. Twilight is about a girl Bella, who falls in love with a vampire named Edward. And Edward is one creepy SOB. All right. For more or less for 3 books, he's constantly thinking about drinking Bella's blood, tearing her throat out, ripping her apart, whatever, however you want to say it. He actually admits to that a lot of times, and Bella's just kind of oh, okay, whatever, I still love you. And it's no, you should be kicking the dude in the damn balls for that. That's just really creepy and not cool, okay? I don't care what you are, vampire, human, whatever, a kick in the gonads is gonna hurt. And that's what she should have done. Kicked him in the balls and say, no, that's messed up. Back up. But of course she doesn't do that because for some odd reason, she's just in love with him. And that too really kind of bothers me how she just kind of falls for him. Though in the book, it does kind of evolve from a friendship into a relationship, but it's really clear from the moment she sees him, she's just head over heels for him, and that's actually pretty annoying. Because there are times in the book where it just ends up being like a soap opera. If I want to watch All My Children, I'll watch it when it comes on. And he even admits, to watching her sleep months, even before they're even dating. It's dude, really, And the thing is, I kind of like the whole vampire mythology. I'm not a huge fan. Oh my god, I love vampires, but I like the vampire mythology. I like what's been done with it in the past, in movies and TV and whatnot. And here it was a pretty cool twist on it. Vampires are more or less indestructible in the Twilight universe. The only thing that can kill them is by ripping them apart and setting them on fire. It's like screw and stakes and silver and all that. That's not gonna do a damn thing to them, other than probably piss them off. And but yeah, it's really, man, it's so creepy. People were asking me how I'm okay with this, and I'm not okay with it. It doesn't really bother me, but it's I'm not okay with it. It's oh well, whatever. Also, there's another character in the book who's probably my favorite character. His name's Jacob, um, and he's probably my most favorite character in the whole series. He's really cool. He's pretty badass. He's an Indian who lives local Indian kid lives on the reservation. He becomes Belle's best friend, and sure enough, we find out him and his buddies are actually werewolves. And it's kind of not by choice. Kind of just happens to them. And of course, like the whole werewolf vampire mythology, they're always at each other's throats. They hate each other. Never really explained why they hate each other, why they're at war, but you get the idea. And so, for more or less, Jacob, because he likes Bella, more or less wants to, rip apart Edward. He says this many times, and there are times where he's almost gone through with it. That's a fight I actually would have liked to see actually happen, but Jacob is, I don't say he's better than Edward. Like, he's still somewhat of a creep and a douche. For like 2 books, I kind of had trouble really grasping Jacob's character because he was such an ass about the whole Edward dating Bella thing. But there's a real creep factor to him and to the werewolves themselves, actually, because what thing is with the werewolves is they have a thing where it's called imprinting, where basically they see their soulmate and they'll do whatever for them, die for them, whatever. But the thing is, they can't help who that happens to. So 2 of them, one including Jacob, end up imprinting on babies. So these guys are more or less waiting for these kids to grow up so they can just have sex with them, basically, more or less. Yes, they do want a relationship with them eventually, but that's more or less what they're waiting for. They're waiting for sex. It may not be said out loud in the book, but that's more or less what they're waiting for. That's what most guys are probably waiting for, actually. So that's the point. At least with Jacob, he kind of imprints on Bella's daughter, who turns out to be, half vampire, half human. So by the time she's 17, she'll stop aging after that, and they can live long, happy, immortal lives together. Because werewolves stop aging once they become werewolves. But like I said, it was a pretty cool series. I like the whole twist on the mythology. But I don't get why any girl in the world would think that this is a romantic series at all. How they can, find Edward to be such a sweet romantic guy. He's not. It's far from it. He's even really controlling at some point. And he's actually sometimes a douche. Sorry if I piss off any of you Edward lovers out there. I don't mean to, but he's creepy. Alright. So yeah, that's kind of my take on Twilight, from a guy's perspective. Because I know a lot of guys don't, I shouldn't say I don't, but I feel like a lot of guys probably haven't read Twilight. You guys should. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Go ahead and read it. So yeah, probably blog later again this week. Want to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind for a couple of years, actually. I've had talks about it with some people, but kind of want to get it out there, So hopefully I'll find time this week to do that, and hopefully I'll be well rested. My muscles are still sore because my dog likes to hog the damn bed, so I can't move around. My muscles are all stiff. And hopefully this month I'll be getting my driver's license. Yes, I'm 20. I don't have a license. Back off. So I'm working on that. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, and have a good day.